Now for the show that's truly too hot to handle. It's The Melting Pat, and it starts right now.
You're listening to The Melting Pat. Here's your host, Pat Johnson.
Well, thank you, Jerome. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the show, The Melting Pat. Today, thank you for being here, by the way. Although I will say, if you do not like wrestling, today's not your day, because that's all the show is. I have two friends who joined me to talk about two different wrestling events this weekend. So, again, if that's not your thing, no problem. I'm not going to be mad. Thank you. You get to check out right now. All right. Thanks for the download. I appreciate your time. Hope you're having a lovely day. Have a great week. Do whatever you got to do. Come back next time. I don't know what's going on. Maybe a guest, maybe just me. I'm not sure. But for today, my dear friend Brian Kaelber returned to help me preview WWE Clash at the Castle. So that's the first thing. And then the bell rings. We get another one. Good friend of the show, Kenny Rotter, made his debut. And we talked all about AEW All Out, which is on Sunday. So Clash at the Castle Saturday, today, if you listen when this comes out. And All Out is tomorrow, Sunday. So if you don't like WWE, then skip ahead to the timestamp will be in there. Skip ahead to AEW. If you don't like AEW, listen to the first part and then check out after that. If you don't like wrestling, turn back now. All right? Sound good? Great. So it's a longer show because, once we get going, and that's where we are. So that's all the things. I'll be back at the end to, I'll come in the middle to, thank Brian and set up Kenny again. But for the moment, let's just dive right in here. This is me and my dear friend Brian Kaelber talking, can't even say his goddamn name. Here's Jerome, ring the bell. Here's me and Brian doing Clash at the Castle. So, Brian, I don't remember the last time you were on the show. I should have looked it up.
It's because you don't invite me anymore.
I mean, somebody has two children and is busy with things. I don't know how you do it with two, man. I really don't. Congratulations, by the way.
Thanks.
I don't know how you do it.
We're recording, right? So yeah, it's great. It's great.
What, are they going to listen?
I don't know who's listening.
That's true. That's a good point. Your mom might listen. Hi, Mrs. K. Big fan. Your mom usually listens when you're on.
She does. She'll probably pop on at some point.
Yeah.
And go, oh, and then I'll get a text. Did you do this with Pat? I'm like, yep. Oh, cool.
And she'll listen. Yeah, I think it was a SummerSlam. What year I don't remember, but I think that was the last time. It would have been like 2016 or 17.
I didn't have two kids then.
I know, but that's why you were on the show. But now you have two kids.
I know people can't see the video, but I'm just shaking my head at you right now.
He looks very upset with me. I'm not. You'd think I'd feel bad about that, but after so many years, I just don't anymore. I don't.
It's not worth it.
We've known each other for too long for me to get upset about that.
Right now, it's just expected.
Yeah, we let each other down. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. We
really do let each other down. So we got an event this weekend, Big Bri. Clash at the Castle. Now, are they wrestling in a castle? Is it actually in? Because that would be awesome.
I think so.
Okay.
I think it's a giant medieval times castle.
That would be great.
All of stone. I think that's the plan.
Or is it just a giant bouncy house castle? Is that?
No, I think it's like a stone one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Safer.
They should have a bouncy house, though.
I think it's safer.
Right? Yeah.
I have a bouncy house. It's not great.
Wait, you have one like in your yard right now?
Not in the yard now, but we have one.
You bought one?
It was cheap on Amazon, so we got it.
Wow.
Gotta love lightning deals.
Wow. Is it a castle? It's a big castle?
Actually, I think it is a castle.
Wow.
I think it does have the pillars.
Wow.
It has the sides, but I think it has like points to be like castle.
Wow. So you could have your own Clash at the Castle this weekend too.
I could. I might.
If it's not 95 degrees, maybe.
I'll put it in the shade. We'll be good to go.
Oh, you live in a place where you have trees. Okay. Yeah. I don't have any of those.
I don't live in I live in the forest, not in the city.
Wonderful. Wow. So we got two clashes at two castles this weekend. I'm excited. That's great. All right. I will subscribe to your network to watch your Clash at the Castle.
I don't think you can afford it.
Wow. Oh. Oh. Wow. Hurtful.
Very few can.
Wow. Mr. Premium over here. Jesus. He got me. He got me on that one, folks. I can't lie. He got me. But you and I, for those who don't know, you and I used to host a wrestling show on the radio. Well, you hosted the show. I just sat there and looked at notes that I wrote 20 minutes beforehand. And so this is not new for us.
At least you prepared. I just sat there and ate.
A little bit. You did eat.
It's all I did. It's all I did.
You're eating
Sat
right
there
now,
and ate.
in fact, which is great.
No, I'm not. I'm waiting. Decided to do something new.
You can eat, man.
Nah, do something new.
I don't want to keep you. I want to keep you. I don't want your food to get cold. You know.
It's fine.
Okay. All right.
That's why you got that's why you got a microwave.
We just got a new microwave. It's awesome. Looks like an old diner microwave. It's fantastic. Love it. Big upgrade. So
we got an air fryer. We bought an air fryer.
Ooh, we thought about that. Do you
That
like it?
Oh yeah, game changer.
Okay.
Game changer.
All right. Can
Go
it
for it.
replace your oven?
We actually haven't used the oven for anything since. So yes.
Okay.
And I know we're going on a tangent. Totally
That's
not
okay.
what we're talking about today, but my buddies redid their kitchen and they, for 3 months, ate exclusively out of their air fryer because they didn't have anything to cook in. So
Okay.
it worked for them.
Wow.
And I have a 2-year-old as well, so it
Wow.
worked.
Okay. I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna think about this. I'm gonna
I
think
think it's
about
worth it. I think it's
Okay.
worth it.
It's another thing to clean though, which is really like storage and having to clean it are my two, or why I don't have it yet. I think.
Cleaning's not bad. Took me 5 minutes to clean it today.
Okay.
So,
All right.
I mean, I don't know if you have 5 minutes. I know you're big time now, so.
I mean, I got 5 minutes here and there. Listen, Jill's a stay-at-home mom. She's a superhero. So once 4
Oh,
o'clock
she's
hits,
home? She
Yeah.
can do it.
Oh
She's
my
fine.
God.
She's fine.
That's right. Yes, there's nothing easier than caring for a 1-year-old who's got 2 more teeth coming in. Right?
Nah.
Should be
That's
all
nice.
right.
That's awesome, though. Going through the teething phase. That's the
Yeah,
exciting time.
It's not much fun. Other things are fun, but
Part of me thinks we should have had this 5-minute conversation before we got on recording.
why?
So,
Why? Listen,
people want to hear about their air fryer, I guess.
people know what the show is. Okay, this is episode 390. All right, this isn't a new show.
That's true.
We've been around.
390.
Yeah.
Wow.
You've listened to
That's a
maybe
lot.
4 of them, right? Not even.
How many wrestling ones have we done?
3.
And other random ones. Hey, during the pandemic, I listened to a bunch.
Thanks, man.
I ran out of the other podcasts I listened to, so I
well-
needed something.
That's okay too.
A ringing endorsement for me being on here right now.
You don't have. It's not a requirement to listen to the show to be on. It's fine.
I download them though, so there you
Thank you. That helps. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate
go. I know
that.
the download rules.
Thanks,
been
man.
a downloader since day one.
There you go. I appreciate that, man. So you didn't listen
Almost
to
more
the,
important.
to the ones that sound terrible. You're onto the good ones. Great.
I actually think I listened to the more early ones than I did
No.
later.
No. No. Oh, they sounded so bad.
Maybe that's why I stopped.
That's probably it. I wouldn't blame you if you did. Jeez. So we're doing this a week ahead of time, friends. Just to let you know, the go home shows we have not seen yet because they haven't aired as we're doing this. So we only have 5 matches. I suspect there will be more added. Do you think you think they're not going to be just 5, right?
I would think so. But I mean, the 5 matches that are there, these are like the big ones and the important ones. Not saying the other ones aren't, but they're the ones to go.
Not important enough to be on the card yet as of the Monday before.
Yeah. And who knows? Maybe this is a new, pay-per-view style where you, instead of having 6 or 7 matches, you have 5 and you give them a lot of time.
I mean, I'm fine
let
with
them
that.
build their story. Let them, almost say to them, listen, you have as much time as you need almost.
So you have, 25 minutes instead of 12.
Yeah. And take 25, take 20, whatever you want to do, and then go from there.
Yeah, which I really hope that that the Intercontinental title match Gunther Sheamus gets as much time, because this is the one I'm actually most looking forward to, because I think they're just going to beat the shit out of each other, right? And I think that's just going to be a slugfest, and that's what I'm a big fan of generally.
If this isn't one of those hard-nosed, just when you walk away, you feel hurt after the match, I think we're all going to be a little disappointed. I think that's what we're going to get. I think we're going to get the red chests.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we feel the chops through the screen.
Oh, yes.
And all of that. But I'm not sure, if it's not that, I'm not going to be disappointed, but it's just going to be, man, if it just does a little bit. But I think it will be, because I have faith that Triple H has set this up correctly. And I'm a big Triple H guy, so
I do.
I think he's doing a great job already, and we're gonna, not that my opinion matters, but
yes, it does. That's why I brought you here for your opinions, man.
I don't think if Triple H cares. I hope he does.
Well, that's fair. I don't think Sheamus is going to win. I think Gunther retains. I think we're going to get a nice kind of long build with him, because I think he's fantastic. I loved him as Walter. I love him as Gunther. I think he's great. I love how he came back as Gunther, and he dropped like 30 pounds and just super cut. I'm like, this is great. You went from dad bod to I'm just going to kick your ass bod, and I love it.
I know there's huge backlash about the name change, but he brought up the idea of the name change really is two different people, just like you said. You had the dad bod, and then you had now the guy who's absolutely ripped, and they're two totally different people. So the name change actually is with the body change, because he is a little bit different wrestler now than what he was.
He's changed his style a little bit. He's changed his look, as much as he can, really. But he's still, the ring general. He's still got that going, and I think it's fantastic. Big fan. I think he wins also.
I think he does. Again, knock down, drag him out, hard-nosed match you're going to get, but he's going to come out on top. I think you're going to get a lot more longer title reigns now to help build these secondary titles. We kind of saw that with the U.S. title already on Raw. They're building it with all the video packages and all this stuff, and I think we're going to get that with the IC title that they're getting. We're going to get the longer reigns. It means more. So when he loses it, it means something. And then you can build it now to when he loses it. All right, his next move is up to the World Championship. When Bobby Lashley loses the U.S. title, then all right, let's bump him up to the main event type of thing.
And that's something we've talked about for a number of years, where the titles, they're just being kind of passed around. It's like, yeah, he's a 3-time world champion, but how much does that really mean with how the titles have been treated lately? And now I think we're getting, like you said, the longer reigns are going to help. I mean, it's whether the man makes the title or the title makes the man.
Roman's got 2 years now.
I think they're doing like an anniversary thing. It would have aired yesterday. I watched SmackDown this morning. That's how I know this.
Okay. I saw that. I saw the preview for it. So sorry, you confused me with the show that aired yesterday. I was in my mind. I was like, oh, we're recording this a day early. I was like, wait, it would have aired on Sunday.
Yeah, we're recording this on the Monday before.
On the Monday before
Clash at the Castle. So
that's why I paused. I looked at you. I was like, what are you talking about?
That's the cool thing about this not being a live show anymore, is that we can do it whenever we have time.
Yeah.
Which for us is in the middle of the day.
Whatever works.
Which is great. Yeah, I feel like Gunther and Sheamus might open. I'm getting the sense like this feels like opener. They beat the crap out of each other, and then one of the women's matches gets that second slot. Whether that's good or bad, I don't know. But I think this Gunther Sheamus just feels like an opener to me, unless they add something else.
You get the hot crowd going.
Yeah.
You get them. The crowd's going to be. I think the crowd's going to be hot the whole night.
It's a good card.
Minus one match, but we'll get to that when I'll say that when we get to it. But I think it's going to be a hot crowd. They're going to be pumped for both of them. The European crowd in general is always big, is always pumped. They're always loud. They're boisterous and everything. So, yeah, I think that could be a good setup to get these guys out there. Boom. I'm not going to say, I know they're not from there, but I don't know how to word it because they're not local guys. They're same country, not even same country because it's.
Yes, Brian. You know what I mean? Show us how dumb we Americans are about world geography.
Very dumb. Very dumb. They're the European guys. Get them out there.
I mean, it's easy enough to brand this as a over the pond show, right? So you can easily slot that in, and whether fans in Wales are going to cheer for any of these people, who knows? But I guess we'll find out.
And yeah, I mean, like when they're in the UK, basically, if you're not American, they cheer for you.
Yes.
I'm not trying to be like me. Like, it's not just is what it is. Like, when they're in Canada, they cheer for all the Canadians. And then state to state in the United States, when you're in the specific state, they tend to cheer for their specific wrestler. Like, I expect Drew McIntyre to get, like, just the roof to blow off when he comes out. I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit right now. We'll go back to them. But,
Yeah.
you know, stuff like that. You're just going to, where you are is going to affect how people cheer for you. Like Seth Rollins, I know we'll talk about him in a little bit. If they're in Davenport,
Yep.
they're going to love him.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, they're going to love him anyway, but they're going to love him. If they're in, you know, Tampa Bay, maybe they don't love him.
Maybe not. It depends. Yeah, it depends who they're facing too. Where do you know where Riddle's from? By the way, do you know?
No, I can Google it.
I don't know where he's from.
Let's see
But
that.
he's facing Seth freaking Rollins, which speaking of name changes that I don't like, it just like I saw a commercial for one of those little promos for Seth Rollins when I was watching watching something else, Law and Order, I guess. And I'm just thinking, like, how do I explain, like, somebody who doesn't watch wrestling and doesn't know who that is, how do I explain why his middle name is freaking? How do you say, like, hey, this guy's really good? It's like, okay, but why is his middle name freaking? Right? You know what, buddy? You got me. I don't know. That's a bad one, right?
Let me take a shot at it. I got it. All right. For the longest time, and he still has this nickname, there's one guy in the 70s, Bucky Dent.
Yeah.
Aaron Boone now. They hit the big home runs to eliminate the Red Sox in the playoffs.
Yep.
And their middle name was Aaron Boone.
You could say it.
You know, I don't want to say it.
Okay.
I'm a father of two.
I'm going to censor it to make it sound like you did say it. It's going to be funny.
No, I did not say it.
Doing it.
All right. So anyway, they say in a, you know, like this freaking guy.
Yeah.
But Seth freaking Rollins is more of a, like, same idea, but yes, this guy's great. Like, oh, it's freaking awesome type of thing.
Okay.
You say it, but in a PG mod.
Okay.
In a PG
of course.
way.
Got to get that PG advertising money for sure.
By the way, according to Wikipedia, Matt Riddle is billed from Las Vegas, Nevada.
That makes sense.
But wait! He was born in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
How about that? Local
He
guy.
later moved to Saratoga Springs, New York, and he lived there. Went to East Stroudsburg. I remember him being from Pennsylvania when they did that documentary on him on the network.
Okay. There we go. And this has been Brian Reed's Matt Riddle's Wikipedia bio. I'll put a sound effect in. It'll be fun. So Riddle, I think Riddle's great. I think Seth freaking Rollins is great. Give these guys 20, 25, maybe 30 minutes, and you're going to get a banger. It's going to be great.
Mm-hmm. Let them go. Let these guys just show what they can do, type of thing. It is. I didn't actually see why they didn't wrestle at SummerSlam. I think Riddle was hurt. Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was an injury thing.
But then he came out.
Whether or not he was actually hurt or they were just putting him off, I don't know. But I think he got hurt. Oh no, he got hurt like the day before.
Okay.
On SmackDown, I guess.
So hopefully we see the match that we would have seen. You know, they would have shown at SummerSlam. It would have been kind of cool if this was the second match and they do like a little 2 out of 3 action. You know, if we got one at SummerSlam, one now instead. But almost in a way too, like if this ends their feud and then they can both go up, you know, move to their next level, which is tough because I feel like the winner of this feud would be their next level would be the Universal Championship. But
they both recently lost their matches,
right,
for that. So they're in a weird spot, I think.
Yeah,
to the two of them. But who knows? Maybe maybe Raw Monday we get something else set up, or they have another match later. Who knows?
I think Seth is always a safe bet where you need a guy to go for a title run. Let's just put Seth in there. He'll go. He'll put on a great show. You can even just give him the belt if you wanted to. I mean, I know you're not just going to give him the belt because Reigns got a 2-year run, but like if you needed something, if someone got hurt and you needed a transitional champion or something, like how AEW did with, you caught up with AEW?
I am, yes.
All right, so how AEW did with Moxley for a while. So, and then we saw what happened last week, but, stuff like that, so.
Yeah, I think he's got that credibility, which not a lot of guys have anymore. So it's good to have a guy like that where it's like, yep, we can put the title on the sky tomorrow, and the fans will believe it. Like the fans won't be like, why the hell's that guy champion?
Right.
That makes sense. I like it.
He could go from a programming like a second match card. You're second on the card. It's usually not great. he can go from that one week to next week main eventing, and you go, oh yeah, that makes sense.
And it's weird because he doesn't have the benefit of being 7 feet tall. So like usually that's reserved for like bigger guys. Like, oh yeah, he's a monster. Of course he can do it. But Seth doesn't have that size, but he's got that. He's got it,
Freaking,
as we say. Seth,
he's got the freaking.
Yes, he does. That's what makes him a viable contender for any title. You got a winner here? What do you think?
So this is a toss-up because my gut wants to say, I don't know. I feel like Riddle, just because of what we talked about, needs it more than Seth. Because, again, Seth could lose and then be wrestling for the world title next week, and we're okay with it. Riddle can, but if Riddle loses, if you want to build his credibility, you got to have him win. I think Riddle wins, because Seth can lose. Seth can take a loss, and it's okay. I don't know if Riddle can yet. I'm gonna go Riddle. I think I convinced myself, but it's a coin flip, to be honest. Like, this is one of those where I think nobody, as long as they have a good match, nobody really, really, really gets hurt on the card for them.
Yeah, like
their spot doesn't change.
I don't think if Riddle loses, he's going to be pushed down to U.S. title or below, right? But
No.
I feel like he also, I agree, he does need the win more than Seth. Whether or not that happens, we'll find out. But yeah, I mean, like we said, Seth is the guy who wins and losses don't always matter for some guys, and Seth is, in this case, Seth is that guy.
And I think I'm leaning towards Riddle, but I think both of these guys, if they just put on the match that everyone's expecting, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get a good shot, and they're not gonna, it's gonna be good for them.
Yeah, and just having a great match on the card is an okay thing. I like it. All right, so you mentioned you're excited for all but one match. I don't think it's the 6-woman tag. Is it the women's title match?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to do that now and then do the 6-woman?
Yeah, Liv's gonna win, and we move on.
Are you? It's well established on this show. I'm not a Shayna Baszler fan. Do you fall in that camp as well?
See, I like Shayna.
Okay.
Because she's different.
That's fair. Yeah.
And I do think they're setting up a Shayna Ronda feud, and if you do that, you do need the belt. But I don't think you can take the belt off Morgan yet. And they're kind of setting it up to show that she can beat Shayna. With her extra training that she's doing, the things they're posting, like she trained with Riddle the other day, all this different stuff, and they're showing that she is getting better. She fell into the category to me of, it was an awesome moment. She deserved to win Money in the Bank. It was awesome when she won it. And then it was, all right, how is she going to beat Ronda? It was a cool ending. It was the best ending to do with the tap out pin scenario, but I'm done. I don't, I'm done. I don't need to see her anymore. I feel terrible. It feels awful because she deserves it and she works hard. You could tell, she's not just someone who they just gave the belt to give the belt to whatever. She's clearly gotten better from where she was, but I just don't see her as a believable champion yet. She could become one.
Do you think it would have helped if she would have turned? Like when the crowd was chanting on SmackDown, you tapped out at her. Do you think it would have helped if she would have just leaned into it and said, all right, maybe I tapped out, but I still won, so it doesn't matter?
Yes, I think so. I think the baby face mindset with her was kind of is what's hurting a lot of people's. And I'm not the only one with this opinion. I've seen other different things where people have similar opinions on that. I think the turn could have happened then.
Yeah, because she's coming out. She's got the promo with Ronda. Ronda's like, oh, and they're chanting at her. I think it would have helped if she would have leaned into, yeah, you know what? I did tap out, but guess what? I still won. Too bad. Kiss my ass.
Exactly. I agree.
Whether or not, she could have run with that, who knows? We won't know now, but it's kind of, I feel like the ship has sailed for that, but.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a similar finish.
Okay.
In this match.
And then, all right. And then you feel like you'd have, you can't, you could do the same finish 2 opponents in a row. You can. You for sure can do that, but.
Well, they're the same type. Shayna and Ronda are the same type of,
right.
Wrestler in the sense that, they got the same background. I think Shayna's better than Ronda, but they got the same background. They got everything there, so it's just. Or maybe they just take the belt off her and give it to Shayna.
So you're doing a Shayna Ronda feud. No offense to Liv Morgan. I love Liv Morgan. But you're doing a Shayna Ronda feud. You want to get there. Say you take the belt off Liv now. When do you want that Shayna Ronda feud to blow off? WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
So you can't start it now.
You can't take the belt off her.
I mean, you could.
Well, you could take the belt off her. They don't have to. Shayna and Ronda don't have to really interact with each other. Ronda could just go away, like she kind of does. Just keep her off TV and then have her come back in like January's a long time.
Survivor Series and kind of plant the seed there. If
Yeah.
Shane is champion, let's assume Shane is champion.
Yeah.
Plant the seed at Survivor Series.
Survivor Series.
They're on opposite teams or whatever the case is. Let's not book that now. But
make it easy. Keep them on the same team, and then like they do little things to like
one up.
It's the classic. One up.
Anything you can do, I can do better. That kind of thing. It's a tired trope, but also it works.
It works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it, but I think you're right. Like, if we get the same finish that we got with Ronda with Shayna, Liv wins, tap out, pin, whatever. I think if you don't turn Liv at that moment, it's a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't run, like, you can only go so far with, oh, shucks, I'm happy to be here. Like, the crowd's already turning. Like, you can only go so far, right?
Well, and I think this particular crowd is going to be pooping all over this match.
Oh, for sure. Oh, they're going to hate it.
Yeah. So this could be a quick 5 minute including entrances type of match. In and out. Let's get them out there. Boom, boom. Give more time to the other ones, especially considering Roman takes about 25 minutes to get to the ring by himself anyway, and you're assuming that Drew McIntyre is going to have an extravagant entrance. So, at least I am.
Yeah, Roman's a new Undertaker in that regard.
Yeah.
Sorry, Shaw. No disrespect. But he'll probably agree with that if we're being real.
Maybe.
In one regard, Roman Reigns is the new Undertaker in that he gets a half hour to get to the ring.
Yeah. And I like it.
I do like it. We're going to talk about it, but let's talk about this 6-woman tag first, because I want to talk about everything. That's why you're here. Bianca, Alexa, Asuka against Bayley's new faction. Bayley, Dakota Kai, Io Sky. Why did they... You know what? I don't care why they changed her name. She's great.
Actually, I'm normally an anti-name changer, but I don't mind this one.
Okay.
Because this is going to sound terrible.
Yes, it is. I'll cut it out if you want.
But they always talk about the not the common fan, just the casual fan. They always talk about the casual fan. The casual fan can say Io Sky better than Io Shirai.
That's fair. And
I think that's why they did it.
That didn't sound as bad as you thought it was going to sound.
Nah, I mean, because it's kind of dumb. Like, Shirai's not a hard name to pronounce, but I don't know. I think it's just easier to market. And plus, it's in all caps, so it seems a little more important.
I do like that it's in all caps.
Yeah.
Although it's not in all caps on the Wikipedia page here, which bothers me. That's
change
okay. I can go. Yeah, I could go change it. I have been blocked from Wikipedia on one email address, though, for changing things.
Nice.
I do like it. I like that Bayley is back with this team. I love Dakota Kai. I think she's great. I like all the people involved in this. I think they're all great.
This to me is just like Seth versus Riddle. Just put on let these 6 women just put on a great match. Who wins, who loses, it doesn't matter. Although I think Bayley's group needs to win. I think it's better for them. But although no one can really get pinned. Like, you can pin Alexa. I like Alexa.
I was just going to say.
She can get pinned.
Yeah.
But yeah, let these 6 women just go. Let them do their thing. Let them steal the show too, because they can.
Yeah, they all can.
I think you have 3 matches that can steal the show. You have 4 matches that can steal the show, and then one that could really steal the show because it would be so bad. That's what we just talked about, but like in the negative way. So as small of a card you talked about, it seems like it's loaded.
Yeah, it's a big card with only 5, but like you said at the beginning, like hopefully they're going to have time. Like I don't want this to be muddled down with, a random tag team match or just a match just to have it on the card. Like I want it to mean something. And by now, if it's not there, you might as well leave it off.
No, I don't think it's going to get muddled down. I think we're going to be okay with it. Let me see.
Unless
looking up Peacock right now
has a match.
Well, I feel like throw a U.S. title match in there. But I'm looking on Peacock right now to see if they have on here. Sometimes they give you
like a runtime.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I feel like
it's got 4 hours according to this.
Oh, Jesus. Just make every match an Iron Man match, except for Liv Morgan and Shayna Baszler. Make every other match an Iron Man match.
It says September 3rd, 4 hours, and it starts at noon. So I'm assuming 12 to 1 is the pre-show. They'll give us an hour pre-show, I'm assuming, and they get 3 hours on the card.
Can you make these 5 matches go 3 hours? Let me add to that. Can you make these 5 matches go 3 hours and make it not feel like they're just making it to go 3 hours?
You could do. You don't have to go the full 3 hours. They probably just have to put a time. But
Right.
think about it. Riddle and Rollins will probably get, I think you said like 25 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to round that up. Let's say that's a half hour.
Sure.
Okay. The six woman match, 25, 30 minutes. Just going to have to get it.
Yeah.
Just so everyone can get their stuff.
Exactly.
Everyone can get their stuff
Yeah.
in. So there's an hour right there. Gunther Sheamus is going to be a good 20, 25 minutes. Morgan Shayna, despite what we said, that's going to get 15.
I think that'll get 20 because it's a
20,
title match. That'll get 20, right?
Now, with entrances, with video packages, we're looking at 2 hours right there. Roman and Drew, that could be an easy
1 hour.
40-minute match. Well, it could be. That could be an easy 40-minute match. When you include, they're going to show, all the packages, the video packages, the entrances, they're going to play to the crowd, all the stuff. So
That's fair. Yeah, I feel like those entrances, I mean, you said Roman takes about 25 minutes. Drew will probably get that long, so that's an hour.
Mhm.
Almost.
It
And then,
is. They may not add another match to this card, or if they do, it might just be but throw a U.S. title match on there. But why at this point?
it's not been built really. I mean, you've built up the U.S. title over the last month and a half, maybe longer, which is good. But I don't need it. Like, this card can stand on its own, I think.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
Looking forward to it. I think it's really good. And our main event, Roman Reigns. It says with Paul Heyman. Is he going to be back? Do we know? He's been off for a while.
I don't know.
All right. So he is defending I'm not reading all that. He's defending the championship against Drew McIntyre. It's a mouthful, man. They get to say that every time. Undisputed Universal Championship. I'm not doing that. Gross. But anyway, they're not paying me. I don't care. So the world title's on the line. Drew McIntyre is vying for it. I don't know. I mean, you're convinced Roman's going to lose.
Yeah, I think it's happening.
Okay. I love this match. I love Drew. Roman's great. I love the story. I think it's going to be awesome. I don't know about winning or losing, but you don't just think he's going to win. You are convinced that Drew McIntyre is walking out of there with the title. Tell me why.
Now, I'm saying this, I'm convinced, but I wouldn't be shocked if Roman does leave with the belt somehow.
Of course not.
It's just one of those situations where it's Drew McIntyre is similar to Seth, where you could just put him in the main event and he's good to go.
Yeah.
To me, actually, Drew McIntyre is only a main eventer. They'll give him the side feuds, they'll give him the lower feuds, but he's at the point where if he's not in the title picture or not in a number one contenders picture, he's getting wasted. And then you go with the generic, he's coming home, the reaction, the pop, you put it all together into one. I think he has to win. I think this is it. And I think they're doing this, they set it up this way because I know there's rumors about Roman leaving or doing whatever, whether that's true or not. People say it, and then he's still here. But at some point, he's going to have to drop the belts. And if he doesn't drop it to Drew here, I don't know when there's an opportunity to drop it.
Yeah, like who else is there also? I mean, you've done the Brock thing. That's not happening.
Yep.
And
he went through Seth.
He did Seth. He did Riddle. Did Randy actually get a shot, or did he get hurt before? He was going to, and then he got hurt.
He was going to, and he got hurt.
So that's off the table.
Yeah.
You did.
I mean, I know there's been rumors about him versus The Rock, but you're not going to drop the belt to The Rock. The Rock's coming in to put him over if that happened.
Right. And you're also not doing that in September.
Right.
No
he
offense.
Beat C.
No offense to the Welsh people. My family's Welsh also. I got some Welsh in my family. No offense. But you're not doing that here. You're doing that at Survivor Series. You're doing that at SummerSlam. You're doing that at WrestleMania.
Right. And anyone on the card, and we're naming part-timers, but like if you name full-timers, I guess the only change would be is if someone new came in and took the belt, and the only person that is he's not new, but if he came back, is if they happened to re-sign Bray Wyatt and he came in and took the belt back. That's technically who he beat for the belt in the triple threat, right? Then you come in and spear him, I think.
That sounds right.
I think so. But to go with it, though, like, now you're saying, all right, well, then they're banking on them re-signing this guy who hasn't been around wrestling since he got released. And that's a lot to bank on. So I'm thinking, if you look at the roster right now, if you look at everybody's momentum, you look where everyone is, it's Drew McIntyre. It's his time. He wins, gets the belts. He gets the fall run, and the fall run, is always the questionable run. And Drew's also a guy, I think, I'd say Roman couldn't do it, but I don't think they would do it with Roman. Drew is a guy that you can separate the belts and have him go on both shows and have him say, okay, I'm going to defend both of them. And maybe at the next, I don't know what event, the new pay-per-views and stuff, they're premium live events is what they call them now, right?
Yes.
I don't know, like, what's next and the dates, because them doing SummerSlam on July 30th totally messed up my time frame.
Yeah, they've changed the calendar on us.
So, but he could go next month's pay-per-view or later in September. I don't know when the next one is, but let's just say next month, and defend both titles separately, and then you branch them off. Maybe he loses one of them, and you figure out a way to just get one of them off, get a title off of him. So I think you could do that with him. Separate the belts. They are doing a draft soon, apparently. So I think it just all works out to have Drew win right now.
Okay. The next premium live event, well, it's an NXT one, but the one after that is Extreme Rules in October.
Oh, so you got a while. Okay. And probably does it have the date?
October 8th.
Okay, so about a month. Because then if it's true that Roman also is not going to be there, do you want to go all of these fall pay-per-views, which is normally your downtime in the year anyway? Fall is normally not the best for business, they say. Do you want your world champion not to be there?
That makes sense. I mean, yeah, fall is, football's back, and let's be real, nobody's beaten the NFL in ratings ever.
Right.
It's just not going to happen. And they know this. They've known this for decades, right? It's not going to happen. So, yeah, I like it. We said, I like your idea of Drew winning. I like it. I think that's a good way to go. But you also said, and I agree with this, there's also not going to be a surprise if Roman walks out as champion still. Like, there's nothing, as far as this reign has gone, I'm never really going to be shocked if he still wins. Mm-hmm. At least as of right now, based on everyone who's on the roster right now and the way it's been going, I will not be shocked if he just keeps the titles for an indeterminate amount of time.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's been 2 years already. So I also think this match, you talked about show stealers, like, I think this is definitely going to be it. I don't know if you remember their match at Survivor Series 2020 in the Thunderdome.
Yes.
That was unbelievable, that match.
That was champion versus champion, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think this is just going to be even better because you're going to get that match, but with a hot crowd.
With a crowd at all, yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, with a crowd at all. But some crowds we've seen aren't that great.
Well, that's true. But this is a European wrestling crowd. And
yes,
we know, we've been watching wrestling long enough that, we know a European wrestling crowd is going to be, it's going to be hot. It's going to be great. Yep. You have your cities in the U.S., your New York, Boston, Chicago, wherever, right? When you go to Europe, pretty much anywhere you go over there, you're going to have a hot crowd. Just how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
So good plan running a premium live event here. I love it.
Well, I mean, the whole week, if you think about it, wrestling this week, it's unbelievable. Wrestling last week was unbelievable.
No, this is coming out on Saturday. So it's going to be, today is Clash Castle if you listen when this comes out. And then tomorrow is All Out.
Yep. And then keep going backwards. You have SmackDown from Friday. You have, no one watches it, but Impact on Thursday. You have Dynamite on Wednesday. You have NXT on Tuesday. You have Raw on Monday. I forgot about Rampage on Friday. There's so much wrestling. If you're a wrestling fan, like, this is the week. There's something else I'm missing too, I think. I think there's something else.
Is NWA still on?
They had a pay-per-view.
I haven't watched it.
They had a pay-per-view a week ago.
There you go. Well, yeah, so 2 weeks ago. If you listen when it comes out, I don't know.
No, if you listen to it when it comes out, they had a pay-per-view a week ago tomorrow.
There you go.
If you listen to it, if you want to know when we're actually recording it, they had a pay-per-view last night.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right. I like it. But yeah, I think this card's great. The women's title match notwithstanding. That'll be what it's going to be. Do you think, actually, I mentioned maybe Sheamus Gunther opens. Do you think they give in and put the women's title match first?
No. First match has become you got to get a hot crowd. You got to get a good match out there. I think your only two options are Sheamus Gunther or Seth and Riddle. I think those are your two options.
Okay.
I almost think you have to alternate. They probably would do Sheamus Riddle, then the 6-man, then the IC title, then the women's, then the world.
That
That's
makes
probably
sense.
what they would do.
That makes sense.
And the only flip would be the IC, and I keep saying Seth Riddle. Sorry.
Yeah.
The only flip would be flipping those two matches.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. I don't know. That'd be a gamble putting the women's title match on first.
Nah, it would set the card up for failure.
Okay. That's fair.
I think it really would. And not that it gets that. It could be a good match. We could walk away saying, I was pleasantly surprised because I don't have high hopes, but the crowd's going to be hot. You just want, you could put the 6 women out there and they'd be fine. They'd be good. But I think you want almost maybe if you know that Roman and Drew are main eventing, you almost want your best match to go on first then.
I feel like hearing Sheamus's music, like, hey, welcome to Clash at the Castle, and then Sheamus's music hits and the crowd just erupts.
Yeah.
Right? That's how you have to go, right?
Yeah. It's almost like WrestleMania 35 when we knew that the triple threat was going to main event and they set it up where, you know what, let's have Lesnar come out first. And they just came out and said, he's not going on last, he's going out first. Let's go, type of thing.
Yeah. And there's a little shock there, but also like, hell yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Sounds
let's
awesome.
Do it. So maybe I think you convinced me. I want the Sheamus match to open up.
See, you're welcome.
Thanks.
I really just hope they get enough time to just beat the crap out of each other in the way that we're all hoping for.
I think they will. I hope they do.
Big Daddy Triple H is doing things. He's making it happen.
Yes, he is.
He's bringing the people back. He's we got to do something about the camera cuts. We're not quite there yet, but
give him time. I
think the way that he's kind of revamped the presentation and the feel of the show in just a short time has been pretty great. Would you agree?
Yes, and you could tell. I think Michael Cole is the biggest one you could tell. There's just a weight lifted off of these guys' shoulders.
Yeah, Michael Cole, it feels like it's better because he's not having someone scream buzzwords in his ear for 3 hours a night or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell that he's more, like you said, he's more relaxed, I think.
I think they all are. I don't think they're worried so much now about the audience of one that they talk about all the time. Don't get me wrong. For years, the audience of one has made our childhood.
Of course.
Know what I mean? It made, but
he's the reason we're sitting here talking about this.
Exactly. It gets to the point though where the audience of one, it's a little much. But at the same time, if we're all put in that situation, like if we were Vince McMahon and we built this empire, this global empire, we'd want the final say on all this stuff anyway too.
Of course.
That's always my argument when people talk about. I keep bringing the audience of one because I heard that line on the Bruce Pritchard podcast.
There
he
you
uses
go.
it all the time. So, but I like it. I think it's good. So, but now I don't think it's that anymore. It's now a full out. I think with Triple H in there, you had a guy who was wrestling, who saw what it was like, who wrestled in the hottest era ever, and knew how important crowd reaction and all this stuff was. So, like, he can see it better. He understands the struggles and everything they're going through. So that's why I think it's going to be better.
And he also knows he has more recent data. Sounds like he's a nerd with a calculator crunching numbers back there, but he's got a more recent feel for what the crowds are into because he wrestled. I mean, it was a couple years ago now, but like he's been out there with the crowd more often, more recently than Vince ever was. And so he's got that feel of like, yep, this is what they're into. This is the way we should go. Let's try this. Let's try this. Let's not lean on this. And let's kind of go in a different direction and see what happens. And so far, I've been enjoying the hell out of it.
Oh yeah, it's been outstanding.
Good time to be a wrestling fan. Just in the sheer numbers of all the things we can watch.
Oh, so much. But real quick with that, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I listened to all these different wrestling podcasts, and I was listening to Jeff Jarrett's podcast the other day,
Nice.
and he was talking about they're talking about TNA. Now TNA 2005 2006 had a great card, had great roster, but it was, let's be honest with ourselves, we all took it kind of as a joke, like it's TNA, like they stink, blah blah blah. Do you know that TNA back in 05 and 06 had more viewers per week than Monday Night Raw and AEW have now?
I actually read that the other day. I read that like
Unbelievable.
3 days ago. Yeah. That's crazy.
But as you said, I think there's never been a better time in the wrestling business and industry than right now.
Yeah, there are more
in terms of-
places for guys to work, guys and girls to
Yep.
work and get on TV and get, and you know, when you say like, oh, let's go, oh, well, the territory days had that. Well, yeah, but you can only see that if you lived there. And now you can go on YouTube and watch somebody on AEW Dark or Elevation or whatever the other one's called. I don't watch those, sorry, but
No, I mean,
it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm not gonna say it's too much because I watch whatever I can, but you know, you have options. You can watch whatever you want and not worry about, oh, I don't get to see this guy because I don't have this. But yeah, great time to be a fan. Great
Best
time
to be
to
a
not
fan.
have some wrestling show anymore. If only.
If only.
If only. We don't have time for that. We barely had time for this.
That's also very true.
Yeah, there's no way we could stick to a schedule weekly at this point.
I could probably figure it out.
Monthly,
Better in the winter.
monthly maybe. But
Do like the 2 a.m. Do the 2 a.m. recording session.
well, my kid for now sleeps at night. Well, he didn't sleep last night, but he's got those 2 teeth coming in, man. It's
teething is the worst.
It's not good.
Teething is the worst.
I don't know how you had another one. I really don't. God bless you, man.
Well, when a man and no,
No, I don't. Jesus. Yes, we know how you had them. Thank you, Brian. Yeah, one and done. I'm getting fixed.
Wow, it's big news. Is that?
Yeah,
big news?
I talked about it. Yeah, I haven't done it yet, but
I feel like no, I don't want to get down this rabbit hole.
come on, let's go. Let's go, man. I got time.
everybody talks. I feel like that's every all my friends and everything. They're like, all right, whatever number they're at, they're like, just gonna go get fixed. Just gonna go do this. Just gonna go do that. And I'm like, is this more common now than it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago?
I think it's more common for people to talk about.
Probably.
Yeah, people weren't talking about getting snipped and whatnot 20 years ago, but now we're like, yeah, guess what I did today? Like my brother-in-law texted me. And he's like,
high five.
yeah, he's like, yeah, I got fixed today. I was like, oh, all right. And he's like, yeah, this happened and it felt like this. I was like, oh, thank you. He didn't know I was going to get one. I was planning on it. But he's like, here's what happened. I'm like, thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Good things to know.
Right. It is.
Yes, we went from wrestling to pizza places to vasectomies on this show. This is great.
Wow. What a broad range of topics we have here.
That's what you get, friends, at the Melting Pat. We go all over the place. That's why the show is titled what it is.
Yeah.
Yes, but Clash at the Castle today. If you listen when this comes out, if you listen on Mondays, then it happened 2 days ago. And hope we were right on all our things. Or not. We're not betting. Do you bet on this?
I don't think you can.
You can't? Okay.
I've looked for it, but I've never seen it.
I know they have DraftKings ads during the shows, so I was just wondering.
Those are so I looked through those. They're more like how many near falls, how many finishers.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
It's more like it's like a pool almost. Like you put your picks in, and then like whoever has the most right answers then get put in a pool, and then you can win that money if you win the pool. It's like one of those types of things. Not like I'm betting -5.5 on,
Roman wins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So if you're betting on any of those things, good luck. I think I'm doing AEW with some other people later. So this might be a nice big show. We'll see. If it doesn't work, then we just did a big show on Clash at the Castle, and that works just fine. Yes.
Right. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, man. Thanks for coming. I'm glad we were able to make this work because we haven't physically seen each other in years. So this is great.
I know.
Look at you.
This is the only time I see each other, not through video.
Which is fine. We live like 2 hours from each other, so it's a lot.
That's true. And I got 2 kids now, so I'm not traveling anywhere.
I don't blame you. I have one. I'm not traveling. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Y'all can come see me if you want. Not
that
going
works.
anywhere. I got a special VIP entrance in the back. We're good. It's all fenced off. We're good to go, man.
Perfect.
Yeah, thanks for doing this, man. This is fantastic.
Right,
love
thanks.
having you on. Love chatting with you. And
Thanks.
yeah, good luck with it. Enjoy your food. Go have your food.
Thanks. I'll see you later, Pat.
See you, man. There you go. Part 1. My thanks to Brian for joining me today. I know I haven't invited you on in a long time, and I'm sorry about that. But, we get busy, and it happens. And when we get together to do a show, it's like we never left. So thank you very much for joining me, sir. Yeah, I got a cough drop in if you can't tell. You know what? Let me spit this out. Hold on. All right, is that better? Okay. My throat will be fine, I'm sure. So, so we recorded that on Monday before Raw aired. I'm doing this on Thursday before SmackDown. So whatever they're going to add tomorrow or, the Friday show, whatever they're going to add, if anything, I don't know it yet. They did add a tag team match, Rey Mysterio and Edge against Damian Priest and Finn Balor. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, like I said, we did the card as we had it when we did it because that's when we have time to record. So it's not going to be the most up-to-date thing, but because I also have to edit these, and that takes a long time. So there you go. That is Clash at the Castle. That is today. If you listen when this comes out on Peacock or on pay-per-view, I guess if you're outside the U.S. or the network, whatever they do now, I don't know. In the U.S., it's on Peacock. So there you go with that. Thank you, Brian. And now we turn our attention to Sunday, and AEW All Out. They have added some matches to what we had. I'm not going to rattle them off because there are a handful of them. And I don't know. You'll find out. All right? So this is, let's just swing right around, shift gears, and this is me welcoming a debut. Kenny Rodder, good friend of the show. He's making his first appearance to talk about AEW All Out on Sunday. So, Kenny, 3 things before we start. Number 1, this is your debut on my show. Welcome.
Oh, thanks, Pat. I'm very excited.
Not the first show we've done together, though.
As we discussed pre-recording.
Yeah, we did Almost Better Than Silence together many years ago. Doug, if you're listening, you're not. But bring back the podcast.
And I also got to say, I'm pretty sure our episode would not be almost better than Silence.
No, I don't think so. I don't know. This segment's better than Silence, isn't it? Already?
I believe so. But
it's
that's
been
just
42
because,
seconds.
Yeah, I really like you. You really like me. And I think we're both entertaining. The world needs to know.
They need to hear us talk about wrestling. So
First
yeah,
of all,
that's yeah.
Everybody needs to hear us talk about wrestling.
That's for sure. 100%. No Kyle. We thought we were going to get Kyle, but I told them we'd talk about him like he's dead. So RIP Kyle, we miss you. And we dedicate this to your memory.
God, it's going to make the stream on Sunday for All Out really boring.
I think you could do it, man.
Well, I appreciate that. I know I can do it. I'm just going to be sad. It might just be 6 hours of me crying during wrestling.
6 hours. We miss you, Kyle. No, he couldn't get his work stuff out of the way, so it's fine.
I'm very curious what it's like having a job that you actually have to do.
Me too. I mean, I finished all of my things by I start work at 8:00, and I had a list of things to get done by 11, and I was done by 8:14. Not even.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, whereas I putzed around from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. yesterday, and it turns out that I should have used that time to actually get my work done because now today's my day off, and I am working before this, and I'm working after this.
Oh, come on, man. Yeah, it's time management, man. That's why you'll never be a supervisor. That's what they always tell me anyway.
It's fine by me. I've actually as much as I think my points of views are needed at my job, I think I'm happy in my line worker rank and file position. I don't need to be a supervisor.
Yeah, me too. They keep asking me. They've asked me 4 times. I'm like, listen, I don't want it. Because the thing is, my response will be, oh, okay, I'll just do it myself. It'll be faster. But you can't do that when you're the boss. You have to delegate and make sure people get their own stuff done. I'm like, well, that's not how I work. I just want to get stuff done.
Pat, I got to be real with you. I missed all of that because my
Okay.
phone started ringing
Oh,
from my therapist. And so
well, that's important. Yeah.
no, I didn't answer because I didn't need to. I'm pretty sure he's just going to cancel our session today, which makes me sad because I was about to bring something up on the podcast about my therapist. But that's fine. Can you repeat what you just said? Or is it going to be a surprise and I have to listen to the episode?
Yeah, you have to listen now. I'm not going to repeat it. Here's the thing, Kenny. When I don't know if this works for everyone, but when you have a small child, let me just put this on me. My short-term memory evaporated when the day my son was born. So I forgot what I said already. Sorry.
I love it. I love
It's gone. It's just gone.
Yeah. And I mean, I know our topic was supervisors, and I just got to say, I don't even care about my job performance. Why am I going to care about yours?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Being the supervisor is like, oh, now I have to get on you to do stuff. Like, no, I just want to do my own stuff and to be left alone. That's what I want. That's all.
I made the mistake of seeking a promotion at my very first real job, and it was a horrible mistake.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Did you get it or no?
Yeah. And it was miserable. I hated it. Like,
Ugh.
all of a sudden I had all these new eyes on me, and they were eyes that were not used to how I worked. And so they were just not very understanding. And I ended up leaving the entire organization after a year because I was like, this is miserable.
Oh, no. Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
it was when I was young and ambitious. And it was like you, because before I got the promotion, I had managed to complete a 40-hour-a-week job in 24 hours. So I would spend either the latter half of my day, like researching fantasy football or working on my podcast or other things. And then I got this promotion and I was like, this sucks.
Oh, no. Oh,
yeah,
that's awful.
Awful.
But you're not making that mistake again.
No. I say that hesitantly because I might make that mistake again. I don't think I'm going to anytime soon.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. Well, you'll be hesitant this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true. I mean, I don't know how much I love just being apathetic about this job, but maybe being apathetic about this job will let me be non-apathetic about the other things I'm passionate about. Like wrestling?
Yeah, and you've got a lot of things, right? Speaking of being passionate about wrestling, that's why you're here today, Kenny. That's why you're
It
here.
is why I'm here today.
AEW All Out Sunday. What do you got on? Hangman Adam Page?
My Hangman Adam Page shirt.
Wonderful. Is he even on this card? So let me just say, we're doing this at noon on Wednesday. So Dynamite and Rampage for the go home week hasn't happened yet. So the card we have now will probably change.
Correct. But I can give you my predictions, and we can see how correct I'm going to be.
That's right. That's what we want. Let's see. I went to the AEW website there, and their card, I just went backwards from the card they had listed. So I guess that's how we're going to do, and then we'll see if Hangman makes the card. Mox, Punk have to be on there somewhere. But even without him, this is stacked.
And I have not looked at any cards recently. I'm sure you're going to tell me some things that are going to surprise me. So we're going off of purely my memory and gut reactions.
I love it. That's going to make for a pretty good show, I would think. Pretty good segment here. So Ricky Stocks, as JR would say, to imitate Taz. Powerhouse Hobbs. I thought these guys were a good team. I think this is going to be a really fun match. I like Ricky Starks. I know you love Ricky Starks.
Love Ricky Starks.
Powerhouse Hobbs is great. I think he's a better, beat him up heel anyway by himself. So looking forward to this all the way through.
Yeah, most definitely. My one concern, and this is a very low concern, is I don't know if either of these guys can take a loss at this stage in their pushes. But if AEW has taught me one thing, it's that people can get over in losing. So I would love to see Ricky Stanks take the W, because I think Hobbs will rebound much faster.
I think Hobbs has the benefit of being a monster and being massive, and he can squash anybody in his way.
Yes, and there's almost a built-in excuse because the factory has been beating up Ricky Stanks behind the scenes, and so you could use it as an excuse he's not going in at 100%.
Sure. Yeah. But I think if, you said somebody, these guys maybe can't take a loss, but I think Ricky Starks is hurt more from a loss than Hobbs, just based on Hobbs is the bigger guy and everybody in AEW mostly is smaller than him. So it's easy for him to get over, just run through him and like, oh, hey, look, Powerhouse Hobbs is TNT champion, and you believe it.
Yeah, but I love Wardlow, and I don't want Wardlow to lose the TNT title ever.
Well, I'm not saying that Hobbs is going to be TNT champion like tomorrow, but, it's believable even if he loses to Ricky Starks. I also love Wardlow. I know you love Wardlow. We're going to talk about him in a second. You don't love Christian Cage, I don't think, but you do love Jungle Boy.
I do love Jungle Boy.
Yeah. His flowing locks.
And his beautiful flowing locks. Yeah, it's not so much that I don't like Christian Cage. It's that I want the focus to be on the young guys.
That's
not
fair.
Reliant on the older superstars. And what irritated me about the Christian Cage Jungle Boy buildup was Cage started out with all these great promos, total heel heat, absolutely hated him.
Turtleneck.
Talking smack about Jungle Boy's family and dad. But then when Jungle Boy was out, for storyline purposes, he started talking about like Brian Pillman's dad and other people's family. And I'm like, okay, this kind of changes it from you are taking this button that you can push for one wrestler, for one rival, and you're just kind of using it to get cheap heat with other rivals. Also, you can make fun of Brian Pillman all you want. I do not give a... I almost got a coin sound effect there. I do not care about Brian Pillman, and the fact that you make fun of him just makes me like you, Christian Cage.
That's fair. I thought like maybe they were going to turn this into Christian Cage's new gimmick, just making fun of guys whose dads are dead, like a weird thing. But
that would be awful.
It would be awful,
and I kind of love it.
But also, like, wouldn't it like? Wouldn't that be an okay segment on Dynamite every couple weeks?
Yes, as long as it wasn't every week, because I gotta say, like, I would much rather give screen time to the women's division than to Christian Cage.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Christian doesn't need to appear. I love Christian, big fan, have been for a long time. But he's not a guy who needs to be on TV all the time to still get over doing what he needs to do. Because he's good enough at it where he can come out and be like, oh yeah, that's why we're booing you, because you're wearing a turtleneck and you look like a...
Yeah. And you know what I want to see? I want to see Jungle Boy win this through like pure ruthless aggression and then challenge Hook for the FTW title.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be a great match too. God damn.
Exactly.
I love Hook.
Everyone loves Hook. He's a super dreamy guy.
Cold-hearted, handsome devil.
I
love Hook. He's so good.
What is it? They call him El Diablo Guapo? Is what Excalibur refers to him as. I love it.
Fantastic. And speaking of Excalibur, William Regal's going to hit on him on commentary, I think, at some point during the show, right?
I love Regal on commentary. He is so good. Like him, Excalibur, and Taz, Tony Schiavone. Okay, just throw them on the commentary table, and I'm dying laughing.
Yeah, I'm into it. As much as I do like JR, mostly for nostalgia's sake at this point, but he's not really Do we need him for the whole thing? I don't think we do.
And when they had him on for like the last hour of Dynamite and an hour of Rampage every week, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
JR is great in small doses these days because there's a lot of times he is commentating during matches and he is burying the talent.
And I'm not sure he's doing it on purpose either. Like, I feel like it's just, these are things he's going to say, and anybody be damned at how it's going to come off.
Well, he is a fan. Like, I think it's just a product of the wrestling he is used to and he has seen for years, which is big guys do big guy things, small guys do small guy things, and he doesn't like them to overlap.
Oh yeah, he hates all the like big guys doing flippy stuff. He hates it. He has for a long time.
Yeah. But you gotta evolve. Like, that's what people are enjoying. Like, a big guy doing something crazy stupid is awesome. Case in point, Keith Lee.
There you go. Speaking of Keith, are we there yet? We were going to jump ahead. Dan, you know what? We're going to use your segue. Speaking of Keith Lee, nice. Well done. We were going to do Wardlow, but we'll get to Wardlow. We can talk about Wardlow whenever. But let's do Keith Lee and Swerve. I legitimately forgot his name. They're defending the tag team titles against the Acclaimed. One question for you, Kenny. Do you put them on the Acclaimed right now? Is this the time, or is it not? Are we not there yet?
We're not there yet.
Even though everybody loves the Acclaimed.
Everybody does love the Acclaimed. And I think that as we've seen from the Acclaimed in their, like, the last year, they could take loss after loss after loss after loss, and everybody still loved them and still thought of them as a somewhat threat. This kind of highlights a problem I have with Tony Khan.
Just one. Here we go.
All right.
Yeah.
In that he loves his new toys.
Yeah.
And he gets tired of them very quickly. So the fact that he is keeping the titles on Swerve in Our Glory for a little bit longer gives me faith that these new toys are actually going to stick around, do some good things. Like, I don't know, when he first got Tony Nese, like, Tony got a brief push for a half second. A lot of the women's division flounders once he brings them in. He brings them in for a shock appearance and then kind of has no story to go with them. So keep it on Swerve in Our Glory. The Acclaimed will bounce back. Also, I just think Swerve in Our Glory versus FTR is going to be a much better match to put the titles on FTR.
There we go.
Yeah.
Scissor me, Kenny.
The scissor me, patty ass. No, so yeah, I think that Swerve in Our Glory is going to be a better match for FTR and a bigger challenge for FTR to overcome, because I can believe Swerve in Our Glory can actually give FTR a good fight. If I have them fighting the Acclaimed, I'm just like, no, there's no way the Acclaimed retain after that match.
That's fair. Yeah, I think this will be fun. I mean, Swerve in Our Glory, they're fun. The Acclaimed are fun. At the very least, we're going to have a fun time, right? So, and
yeah,
like
absolutely.
You said, the Acclaimed, they don't really need a win. They're like, I don't know if you were watching at the time, back in the day, but the New Age Outlaws were kind of the same way. We're like, yeah, they come out and cut the promo, get the crowd going. And if they won or lost, it didn't matter, because they were going to come out next week and make fun of someone else, and you were still going to love it.
Exactly. Like, okay, if they take a loss, big deal. They'll get a pop the following week when they cut a rap on somebody.
Yeah, and it's also really easy for them to start a new feud.
Oh, yeah. Easily.
Just rap on somebody else. There you go.
Exactly. Excellent. So now, can we talk about Wardlow?
We can talk about
Dreamboat
Wardlow.
Wardlow.
Yes. Now we can. You love Wardlow. Wardlow and FTR, they're teaming up against Jay Lethal and the Motor City Machine Guns. I'm really grateful, by the way, that, first of all, because I love the Motor City Machine Guns, but that it's not Sanjay Dutt and, oh crap, whatever the big guy's name
Satnam
is.
Singh.
That's the one. I like them. I think they're fine. But like for whatever reason, this group is really boring to me. And they're just flat. And I'm just like, all right. So now we'll get a better 6-man.
But it's an unnecessary 6-man.
Yes, it is.
I think I would have rather seen FTR in a tag title match, and I would have rather seen Wardlow defend the TNT title. And I personally think Wardlow should be defending the TNT title every week. He should be doing what Cody did with it.
Isn't that the point of the title, right? Wasn't that always the whole idea?
Exactly.
It's a TV title, and it's not defended every week on TV. So what are you doing with it?
Yeah. Oh, and can we just talk about how FTR versus the Motor City Machine Guns would have been a phenomenal match?
It would have been fantastic, and we're kind of getting it, but I'd love to see a proper between these two for sure.
Exactly. And Jay Lethal, I do not like. I just also think he's a boring wrestler, and I actually do not like that faction at all. I don't know their motivations, and I just don't care about them.
Well, initially they were beating up Samoa Joe, playing on some history there, right? And then Christopher Daniels got involved, and then Samoa Joe has disappeared from TV.
Yeah, because he was injured.
Right, and then he came back and had a match, and then did he get hurt again, or has he just vanished?
I believe he got hurt again.
Damn it. Get well soon, Samoa Joe. We love you.
We do love Samoa Joe, but I also feel that in Samoa Joe's later career, he kind of would be the first opponent in Punch-Out. Do you know what that character's name was? Glass Joe.
Ugh.
Are you mad at my joke, or are you mad that you didn't get it?
Both. more that it didn't come to me, because I played that recently, and just like I said, Kenny, my short-term memory's gone. Just gone.
It happens. This is why I don't have children.
Yes, that's the reason. Yep.
That and my time is my time, and my money is my money.
I love it. What am I going to do? Be mad? Like, no, I wanted to have a kid, and you don't, and that's fine.
And you know what? I love my friends' kids.
Yeah.
I love your kid.
Thank you.
I love Kyle's kids. And
all 7 of
I
Kyle's
get
kids.
to.
He's got a squad over there.
Yeah, he does. I hang out with them. I love them. I give them back.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. We keep trying to give ours away to somebody. Everyone's like, he's so cute. I'm like, come get him. And nobody comes to get him. Unbelievable. All right. I do agree, though. Wardlow should be defending the TNT title. FTR should be in a tag title match, but instead, I think this is going to be fine. I hate Jay Lethal's finisher, by the way. I think it's dumb. Springboard cutter thing. I hate it. It looks so stupid.
The handspring cutter?
Yeah. It looks awful.
Like, it's too involved.
And I get it. Like, it's wrestling. You kind of have to suspend your disbelief a little bit, or a lot in some cases. But sometimes I'm just like, what are you doing? Why? Why are you doing that, man? Find something new.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't like it.
He's not going to find anything new. He's been
it.
doing it for 25 years. But, all right. This should be fun, though. Yeah.
And his whole shtick for a while was acting like the Macho Man.
Yes, he was Black Machismo for a long time.
Yeah, talk about...
I'm cutting that out.
Probably a good call.
Yeah.
Probably a good call, Pat.
But I think, this 6-man, I mean, do we need it? Probably not. Is it going to be fun? Sure. And, maybe it'll open, get the crowd pumped. I don't know. I don't know what else could open, but...
Either that, or maybe it'll just be the bathroom match before... Oh, no, it can't be it's Motor City Machine Guns. It can't be the bathroom match.
That's why I was thinking it would open, because it's Motor City Machine Guns. And they've never been in AEW before, but a lot of people who watch AEW know who they are and like them.
Correct. Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Even though technically they're the heels in this match. If we're still doing that, technically they're the heels, right?
Yes.
If
but
that
also,
still matters.
A, I think there are way too many 6-mans on this card. And B, I think the trios titles will open it.
Okay. I like that. We don't have the winner, the finals for that yet. It wasn't on their website. So I didn't write it down, but that's going to be on there. All right, so this card's getting more stacked as we go along.
Well, they haven't announced it. We know the finals are going to be on there, and I can almost guarantee you, going back to your comment about what's Hangman doing on the pay-per-view, it is going to be the Elite, Young Bucks, and Kenny Omega versus the Dark Order, and someone in the Dark Order is going to get injured, and Hangman will be the third, brought in last minute, and it will be Hangman versus the Elite.
Okay. All right. I like it. Let us know, everybody, if we were right on Monday. Well, this comes out Saturday, but let us know after the show. Let me know. Tweet at Kenny. Let him know.
I also think that this is where Kenny Omega is going to turn on the Young Bucks.
Yeah. I could buy that.
It has to happen.
Yeah.
A, Kenny is still hanging out with Don Callis.
Yes.
B, before Kenny came back, the Dynamite he left was he said, I've been so depressed over losing the title, I haven't even gone back to watch the replay. So at the time he left, he did not know that Matt Jackson gave Hangman the nod to buckshot Kenny instead of interfering on Kenny's behalf.
Yeah.
So the way this works is Kenny's just playing the long con. He gets to come back for a face pop, and then at the pay-per-view, turns heel again.
I like it, especially with a Don Callis element still there, because Don Callis is fantastic, and I don't think he can be a babyface.
Agreed. Don Callis is phenomenal at making me hate him.
Yeah, which is exactly his job.
Exactly. Nailed it.
His job in the context of AEW, whatever he does in Impact, he does a real job. But his role on AEW is to make you not like him, and he does it great. Are you looking up his job so we know what it is?
No,
okay.
I'm not.
We don't have to know. All right, let's see, Kenny. We got 2 women's matches, and then, the first match that was on the website, which I'll call the main event because I went backwards. So let's do the TBS title. Jade Cargill, Athena. Is this the point where Jade drops the title? I would like if Thunder Rosa's injury really threw a wrench into my thoughts here, but I'll say them anyway. If Thunder Rosa was still champion, I think this would be the time when Jade would either drop the TBS title or win this match and then say, you know what? I've beaten everybody. Now I'm going to be the women's champion and maybe hold both. But I don't know if that's still on the table with the injury to Thunder Rosa. But Jade, Athena, you're into both of these, right? You like both these wonderful ladies, right?
I do. I really liked Athena as when she was Ember Moon in NXT.
Yeah.
Also, if we want to talk about convoluted finishers, a top rope flipping stunner is just bonkers, but
it looks cool.
Like, it does, but she's also going to compress all the vertebrae in her spine.
Yes.
That. Like, have you seen Jeff Hardy do a swanton recently?
Yeah. He said he was on somebody's podcast. I don't remember whose, a couple years ago. And he decided at one point, he's like, I'm doing this for me, brother. I'm protecting myself. So I just sandbags everyone.
I hope they realize that. And then at some point, someone's like, I'm not taking the swanton.
I would hope so. Yeah.
I'm not doing it. But I want Jade to continue to pad the record. I want her to chase Goldberg's undefeated streak. Problem is, there is not enough time devoted to the women's division. TBS title, like the TNT title, should be defended every week. Also, it gives Jade those reps to actually get better.
Yeah. I mean, she has gotten a lot better since she's come in, but she's had 30, what's the thing now? 39, 41, whatever the number is. That could certainly be inflated by, they don't have to be long. They can be Goldberg-esque, just squash people, but they don't put the women's division on the show that often. And I guess eventually you're going to run out of women, right? At some point.
Yeah. Which is, do you remember when Cody first had the TNT title and there was an open challenge and he was just highlighting indie wrestlers?
Yes.
Like that's how we got Starks, Kingston, we got Warhorse for a fight. Love Warhorse. And so she could do that with the TBS title and just bring in like amazing women from around the indies.
Yeah, that would be a great use of the title. And then also, say if they only want to come in once, lose to Jade, whatever, you get on TV, you go make more money at another booking. Because like, hey, I was on AEW Dynamite. Like that's how it works. Or also, you go, hey, I like this locker room. I like these people. Why don't I come back and work more for AEW? And then you expand the women's division and then hopefully get them more time on TV.
Nailed it.
Yeah, we got that one. But I think I don't know that Jade loses. I don't think she will. If Thunder Rosa was still women's champion, that's the next step for Jade. But because there's this interim thing and you got the whole Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, kind of whatever they got going on, I think Jade wins in a fun one. And then, we got a 4-way for the interim women's title. Toni Storm, Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, Hikaru Shida. What do you got?
So what irritated me about this is it is the third interim title this year.
Yeah.
Start protecting your employees, Tony Khan.
Come on, Tony.
But why does Shida get a shot? Anna Jay is above her in the rankings.
I've never looked at the rankings. I was going to say because she's a former champion, that has to count for something. But then I forget that they have rankings, and they should matter.
FTR has been ranked the number 1 tag team for like the last 6 months, and they have yet to get their tag team title shot. But Fatal 4-Way, I think essentially they threw in Shida because she's a better, more experienced wrestler than Anna Jay. And now it makes it 2 faces and 2 heels, kind of evens it up a little bit.
That's fair.
I heard a rumor that Tony was going to take it off of Thunder Rosa because Thunder Rosa's title reign has just not been very good. But I would also say that is more a product of Tony Khan's booking and the lack of highlights on the women's division.
Yeah, you can only blame the talent so much before you go, hey, what if we actually gave them a story to work with? Maybe that would help.
Yeah. And going back to the well of Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker has just been such a... There's only so many times you can go back to the well before it runs dry. And I really can't think of any good feud in the women's division that wasn't wrapped around a title other than like Shida and Deeb. And that's about it. And then like Serena Deeb had the 5-minute Professor's Challenge that lasted like 3 weeks. And I'm like, that was a great gimmick. I loved it.
Yeah, that was fun.
Anyways.
And it lasted maybe a month. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I think... Anyways, I'm so dejected about how they treat the women's division in AEW. It just makes me very, very sad. But I think Toni Storm wins it. And I think we will actually get a halfway decent feud here because I think Jamie Hayter is going to cost Britt Baker the championship. And that is going to kick off Britt's face turn and a blood feud with Hayter and Baker.
I'm into it.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's great. They've been like they've been hinting at it for like a year now.
Yeah. And Britt Baker's already kind of a baby face at this point. Like she's already just about there anyway. So yeah, and you're not making Jamie Hayter the face in that feud. So yeah, I like where you're going. And then Shida has credibility, so she doesn't need to win. But she can. Sheeta's a talent who you can just kind of plug in and out, and you're like, oh yeah, I buy that. Whatever she's doing.
Yeah, and my biggest issue with Sheeta's title reigns has been, again, I don't know why she wrestles. Like, either put her with a manager to cut promos, or have her do pre-taped promos so she can practice and rehearse, because I think her biggest issue, she has said, is she doesn't feel very comfortable with her English. So either put her in a pre-taped segment where she can practice or subtitle it.
Yeah, or, use a manager. Like they are such a valuable resource throughout all of wrestling and, forever that, somebody can't cut a real good promo. All right, here's someone who can, who's not going to bump. So now they can talk for you and get you over, and you can get over in the ring.
Yeah. Or I can't remember if it was Penta or another Joshi wrestler, but they cut a promo in a language that was not English. I had no idea what they said, but I completely got the message because of how they emoted.
Was it the Penta Cody promo from right before Cody left? They cut it. Cody might have been T-Team champion at the time, and Penta cut a promo. He was in the crowd. Penta was in the crowd with whoever, and he was cutting a promo on Cody. Is that the one?
No.
Or was that in English? Wait, that might have been in English.
No, I remember it was a backstage promo, and I'm pretty sure it was a Joshi wrestler. But also, at this stage in the game, we really don't need Alex Abrahantes saying Penta says and then translating. I get it, Penta. I know what you're saying. You're saying, I'm really angry at this guy, yada, 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 zero fear.
Yeah, that's true.
And I get it,
that's
and
true.
I love it. And it gets the emotion across, because the words don't matter. It's conveying the emotion that matters.
Which he's really good at, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Not good at keeping his or his brother's mask on, but he's good at conveying emotion.
Very true. Very true.
Every time. Whichever one of them it is who loses their mask all the time.
It's Penta.
It's Penta, yeah. Get a different one, man. Get a full head like Ray used to wear back in the day. The full head mask, right? You can't just rip it off. Come on, bro.
Get rid of the tassels so they can't tie you to the ring anymore.
Because that happens a lot, and that's kind of all right, what else you got?
It gets into the WWE trope of just having really stupid baby faces.
Yes. And heels that run away from everything. That's connected in that you said stupid WWE tropes. Heels that run away and are afraid. Bothers me.
Yes. Yeah, I don't like it. No, sir, I don't like it.
That's right. It's dumb. Yeah, Toni Storm winning. Okay. All right. I like it. I think if either Storm or Sheeta wins, I think there's no real issue with that. But Storm will get the bigger pop, I think. Just because she's never won it, and she's a darling with the crowd, with a lot of people in the crowd anyway. So, yeah, I'm into that.
Yeah.
I'm into it. All right. As far as we know, well, the last match we have on the card, as of, again, noon on Wednesday, American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, Lionheart, Chris Jericho, Kenny's favorite wrestler, Chris Jericho. That's not true.
Stop it.
That's not true. I can't even continue the bit. It's not true. He hates Chris Jericho for many, many reasons. Let me say this real quick about Chris Jericho, because I've not put this on the record yet. If he truly wanted to be a heel and if the crowd turned on him, he would change his theme. And I read the other day that apparently Tony Khan told him not to. And I half believe that, but maybe more than half believe that it's a Jericho ego thing.
That's where I would fall. I would think it is a Jericho ego thing. And we don't have to treat the crowd as idiots. We can sing along to a fun theme song and still boo the wrestler for their in-ring shenanigans.
Apparently we can't, Kenny. We can't do that.
Well,
nope. We're not allowed.
Maybe I'm the only one, but I realize it's a shtick, right? It's just a shtick.
It's a thing.
I hate Chris Jericho as a person, but I also completely understand that he is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time because he constantly reinvents himself. Many of his promos are spot on, and he often has the crowd in the palm of his hand.
And he's been doing it for 30 years. Like, he's been at that level for 25, 30 years. Like, he's had that ability, like, the whole time he's been in the business. And, I'm kind of good at separating art from the artist. And I think you are as well. Just you admitting that Jericho's great and be like, no, he's actually a trash person, which from all accounts is true. I don't know the guy. I've never met him, so I'm not going to say definitively, but from all accounts, yes, trash person, tremendous performer. I'm excited as hell for this because Danielson's fantastic in everything he does in ring and all that. So I think this is going to be tremendous, and I think fitting that it's the main event as of now, like the last one on the card here, just because they're going to tear the roof off the place.
Oh yeah, blow the roof off the doors.
There you go.
That is not a Kenny original. That is taken from a fantasy football podcast, ESPN's Fantasy Focus. I can't take credit on that one. But yeah, I think it's going to be an amazing match. These two couldn't have a bad match if they tried. Even if they had a bad match because they tried, I would still be like, wow, that was a great swerve.
They got us real good.
They got me real good with that bad match. Probably would have been my same reaction to my reaction for Mox Punk.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, that was quite a swerve, speaking of.
It was chef's kiss. I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it.
They did a really great job with it. And Danielson, Jericho, fantastic. Then I'm sure you'll have BCC, JAS involved, all that stuff. I hope this is the point where we get Daniel Garcia away from the Jericho Appreciation Society, because I think he's being wasted there. Maybe not, maybe wasted's too strong, but I don't like him in that group at all, because I think he's great. I just don't think he fits.
I agree. And I think it'll be a great thing when he finally does come to the BCC. But I honestly hope that I want him to interfere on behalf of Jericho, him stick with the JAS for a little bit longer, but this essentially speeds up recruitment for the BCC, because I want to see them get Lee Moriarty. I want to see them get legit Layla Hirsch. I want to see them get a couple of the other youngsters in there, because right now you have 3 experienced pros and William Regal teaching Wheeler Yuta.
Which was not the point of the stable.
Exactly. The point of the stable was to change the game by teaching all these youngsters, and they have 1 versus 4. Get more of the youngsters in there.
Yeah. And anything that gets Layla Hirsch more TV time is good in my book. She is fantastic. Big fan.
She is so good. Yes. Love her. I think she actually tore some things, so I think she's actually out injured.
Well, God damn it. Rest up and get well, Layla Hirsch, and then come back on TV and come on the show. That'll be fun.
Yeah, we like you. Big fans.
I love it.
Who else is a youngster that they would bring in? Oh, like Dante Martin, Lee Moriarty. Who else? There'd be Garcia eventually.
I like Dante Martin in there as an idea. I think that'd be good. Because he has been, his singles run, it wasn't supposed to happen. His brother got hurt. But then he used that to be like, hey, look, I'm real good at this whole wrestling thing. Look what I can do. And he's great.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually met him and his brother at a meet and greet here. And I told him, I was like, hey, guys, please watch your bump card. I want to see you guys doing this for as long as you want to be doing it. And a week later, his brother gets injured again.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
I mean, granted, the brother, I believe, was injured in a car accident and not wrestling. But still.
That doesn't negate the watch your bump card statement.
Yes.
Yeah, calm down, kids. So I like this card a lot. I think it's going to be great. And we're going to have more, because we got to have, we got the trios finals. And Moxley's got to be on here somewhere. They're not going to have a big show without the world title, right? So we'll see what happens there. Wait, did you have a prediction for that? Did we already do that? Mox Punk, you had a prediction there. You said you were going to predict something.
Oh, I just said, I'm assuming that it's actually going to happen, and it's going to be Mox Punk 2, and Punk is going to retake the title.
Okay. It's in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. That's all you need. And if you don't know, if someone listening doesn't know, CM Punk is from Chicago, and usually in wrestling, the hometown guy will get the biggest reaction and go over a lot of times.
In AEW.
Yes, yes, that is not a that has not been a WWE thing for a long time.
WWE really likes letting people lose in their hometown.
Yes, they really do. Yes, tremendous.
Oh,
Just great booking, everybody.
Right? Is there anything else? I thought there was a third trios match that was going to be on the card.
I can look again right now. Let me see. Maybe they updated it in the last hour.
No, all right. I can't remember.
Maybe they didn't. Am I missing anything? Let me pull up the card again. Oh, there's a casino ladder match, of course. We don't know anybody who's in it. And on the pre-show, Eddie Kingston is facing Tomohiro Ishii. Ishii? How do you say that?
Ishii?
Yeah. Did I get it right? I think I got it right.
You got it right.
So Eddie Kingston having a match is great. Love him. Big fan. I think you I was doing a Twitch stream and I think you were in the chat. I forget how Eddie Kingston came up. I was like, he's so great. And you put in there, that's because Eddie Kingston thinks wrestling is real. And I'm like, yes, that's it. That has to be it, right? That's why he's so, I get invested in everything that he does.
Yes. And I am so mad that they didn't strap him up with the title sooner. He legitimately got people to boo CM Punk.
Yeah.
CM Punk has been gone for 7 years, and he shows up and everyone is like, oh, it's the CM Punk Welcome Back tour. And Eddie Kingston gets the crowd to boo Punk. How do you not just take that and run with it?
Yeah, why wasn't he interim champion to set up, like, that's ready-made Punk Kingston 2 for the title?
Absolutely.
Plus, like, imagine the heat or maybe he would have gotten the cheer out of it if Eddie Kingston is interim champion, CM Punk coming back in Chicago, All Out, and Kingston goes over in the main event. Like, that would have been tremendous.
I don't know if the Chicago crowd would cheer Kingston. I think like that might lead to a riot. Like, Chicago's a weird city.
It is. It's a great city to go to, but it's as far as like in this specific instance as a wrestling town, they're kind of a weird city.
Yeah, most definitely.
But anyway, Eddie Kingston on the pre-show. Eddie Kingston's great. He's going to have a good match. And then we get a ladder match on the show as well.
Who doesn't like a ladder match? I just hope that the Joker is just maybe somebody like returning from injury, like, or just showing back up and not
a new signee.
Because then that'll go back to my whole Tony Khan and his new toys shtick.
They don't need any more people.
They definitely do not need any more people.
Yeah, they're good. They're fine. My favorite AEW ladder match moment, by the way, is not anything in the match, but it was the first one when Orange Cassidy came out and he's looking up at the whatever's at the top, and he goes to the commentary. He's like, "How do I win this? What do I do here?" And then he gets in the middle of the ring and he just puts his hands up like he tries to reach for it. And I laughed so hard because it was so dumb. I was like, that is hysterical.
Oh, Orange Cassidy and Best Friends don't have anything to do on the pay-per-view.
They're out of the Trios tournament, right?
They will be.
I've not kept up with the Trios tournament at all.
I believe they are facing Dark Order on Rampage.
Okay. And them winning would destroy your fantasy booked feud of Hangman versus the Elite.
Correct.
So we can't have that. All right. Huh. Okay. Well, maybe, I don't know. One of them will be in the ladder match. They could do the Orange Cassidy thing. It could. Darby Allin has to go somewhere, right?
No, that was the other trios match that we're gonna get. It's Sting, Darby, and
it's Miro, isn't it?
No. Yes.
It's
no.
Miro, Sting, Darby against House of Black, right? Is that a thing, or did we just fantasy book that on when we were watching the other day?
I think that's a thing.
Okay, so there you go.
It would also be the third trios match on a pay-per-view card. Like,
yeah, that's a lot.
Tony Khan, I know you have a full toy box. Not everybody has to be on every card.
And this has been a problem in wrestling for a very long time, where it's like, hey, we have to have a massive pay-per-view where everybody gets on the card. Like, no, the point of a pay-per-view is these are the feuds that are blowing off. These are the people who have built their story to have a big match. That doesn't mean we need a random 6-man that we just booked a week ago.
Yes.
Anyway.
And I would much rather have another women's match.
There you go. There it is right there.
Real quick, there are as many women on the card in total as there are in one of the 6-man multi-man matches.
Oh, boy. Oh, jeez. And it's not that they don't have women to have matches for, right? They're there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyways, I feel like this is just me.
Anyway.
And this is me ragging on a product that I absolutely love. And like, I say that because I just want it to do better. I'm not a homer like our buddy Rise, who just constantly will not say anything bad about AEW.
Yeah, Kenny, just watch the match and be grateful.
All right, man.
That only makes sense to you if you watch Kentucky Beaver Slap on Twitch. Kyle and Kenny do a little side cast of Dynamite, and you'll be up for the pay-per-view, right? You'll be doing a stream for that as well. All right, so tomorrow, if you listen when this comes out, join Kentucky Beaver Slap. I'll be in the chat, I'm sure, on the old Twitch there, and we're gonna have all kinds of fun. Looking forward to it.
Yay,
Looking forward to the card. It's
fun.
gonna be really great. Yes, wonderful. There we go. I had another thing. Oh, so this is the second wrestling segment of the show today. I had a friend come on and do the Clash at the Castle, and we ended that somehow talking about vasectomies. And so I figured, what better way to end this one as well than bringing it up with you? Like, go get vasectomies, guys. They're going to be great.
No, I
didn't get one yet, but I'm going to.
Pat, first of all, if we should go together,
And hold
because
hands?
then it's not a vasect. Yeah, it's not a vasectomy, it's a vasectomy.
Yes, Vasectobros.
This is how we get superpowers.
It's a great tag team name. Vasectobros for tag team champions. Well, Tony Khan's probably going to invent a new tag team championship division or something like that because he needs more titles. So
needs all the belts.
The Vasectobros are going to win some more belts. And then what was it we booked on your Twitch? We're going to turn because one of us didn't get a vasectomy, it turns out.
Yeah, one of us has like 18 kids that
just had a new kid.
The other one didn't know
but
about.
You said, oh, and then you break up the team. So there you go. Get your vasectomies, kids, and enjoy all of the wrestling this weekend.
I love it.
Kenny, thank you for joining me. Your debut. I think we had we did good, right? We nailed it.
Yeah. We nailed it.
Fantastic. Any final thoughts before we go?
A hot dog is a sandwich.
Oh. All right, we're scrapping this whole segment. It's over. I don't think we can be friends. No. God damn it. I love you, Kenny. You're wrong, but I love you. And more me right after this. And there you have it. My thanks to Kenny. Stick around. There's a little bonus at the end. It's like 15 seconds, but it's funny. So stick around for that. And we're all good. Like I said, they added a bunch of new, well, not new, but there are more matches since we recorded. I'm not going to rattle them off because I didn't write them down and I got things to do. So thank you, Kenny. I would say your first appearance was a rousing success. So AEW All Out Sunday on pay-per-view on, BR Live or Fight TV internationally. And today, WWE Clash at the Castle on Peacock in the U.S., the network elsewhere, I guess, and maybe on pay-per-view too. I don't know. Thank you, Brian, for coming along, for coming back to the show. Thank you, Kenny, for making the time and making your first appearance. To both of you, really, thank you for the time, for taking time out of your days to sit down and talk wrestling with me. I loved every bit of it. Love you both. This was fantastic. And next week, I don't know, maybe just me because I don't have to edit as much. I think that should be the plan, right? I may have a guest. I don't know yet because we're going back and forth trying to make things happen. It's tough, but we're going to try. All right, so maybe next week we'll have a guest. Maybe it'll be just me rambling and yelling and talking about the Phillies and doing whatever it is that I do. Okay, I got some stuff. Don't worry, but we shall see. But for today, for the weekend, enjoy the wrestling. If you're going down to shore for Labor Day, be safe, be careful, and enjoy yourself. All right, whatever you're doing, enjoy yourself. Don't be dumb, and just go have fun. Okay, no G Love today, but check them out at Philadelphonic.com. Anyway, just because, long show, we go with the shorter outro. It's all good. And I think we're all right. We're good? Yeah, probably. TheMeltingPat.com. All of my stuff is there. The Next Level Network, all the things. Well, I was going to say there's a website, but there's not because, well, things change. But there is a network tab at TheMeltingPat.com. I can't say my own stuff today. I'm so sorry. So anyway, all the things for me, all the things for the network are at TheMeltingPat.com. There you go. Good? Great. If you are interested, KY Beaver Slap on Twitch. Or no, it's Kentucky Beaver Slap on Twitch. I don't know. Kentucky Beaver Slap. That's the thing. Kyle and Kenny do a watch-along stream of AEW events. So come on by there, and I'll be in the chat. We'll be in the chat having fun. So come on by, do that. I don't know if anybody's doing that for Clash at the Castle, but Saturday at 1 p.m. is that's usually Arthur and Dad time. So maybe not. Should I do it? Should I do a stream? No, I can't do that. All right, anyway. Enjoy. We're getting out of here. Enjoy the stuff. TheMeltingPat.com for all of me, and the network tab is up there as well. Oh boy, we're good, right? We're done. Thanks for being here. This has been an 8-Boiler production. Until next time, my friends, have fun, be safe, thank a veteran, wash your hands, wear your mask, get vaccinated and boosted when you can, and of course, don't do anything I wouldn't do. We are all good to go. Thank you so much. You've been inside the Melting Pat on the Next Level Network. It just feels better that way. Go crap open a cold one. You I knew that's where you'd go because I know you listened to the show and you were gonna just take that one final jab. God damn it.
I mean, I have a very loose definition of sandwich.
You're loose with a lot of things, Kenny, I think.
It's very true.
Yeah. We've determined, the Misfit and I have determined Kenny's very loose with a lot of things. Yeah. We figured it out.